Sometimes the most senseless crimes start with the smallest things. A simple argument, a feeling of disrespect, and that's really all it took for an ordinary night to end in absolute tragedy. This story is all about the fatal cost of ego and how a tiny conflict can explode into the most devastating consequences imaginable. Our story starts in a place you've probably been 1,000 times without giving it a second thought. A totally familiar, totally ordinary place. And honestly, that's exactly what makes what happened next so incredibly chilling. So, picture this. It's just before midnight in Florida. The parking lot of a Walmart is mostly empty, just sitting under those big, humming fluorescent lights. It's the last few quiet moments of just another normal day. And then, that quiet is just shattered. A single deafening crack echoes through the night. And in that one instant, everything changes. The result is immediate, and it's brutal. A man is down, his life suddenly hanging by a thread, bleeding out on the cold asphalt right there between two cars. So now let's try to piece together what exactly went down in those first few seconds of pure chaos. And we're going to do it using the raw, unfiltered words of the people who were actually there. And of course, the first call comes in. You've got that voice of calm professionalism on one end of the line, just trying to make sense of the absolute panic on the other. You can just hear it in the caller's voice. It's frantic, it's clear. This is a life or death situation, and the clock is ticking fast. And this is who was lying on the ground. This wasn't just a statistic, not just a name in some police report. He was a 28-year-old father, a dad to 2 kids. His whole world and his family's had just been completely torn apart. So, as police swarm the scene, the investigation kicks off right away. They turn to a witness, and they're trying to figure out what could have possibly led to something like this. And there it is, the answer. And it's so trivial, it's almost hard to believe. This wasn't some robbery gone wrong. It wasn't a gang rivalry or some long-simmering feud. No, it was an argument over a parking spot. With a motive that is just so shockingly small, the focus immediately shifts. It's now all about finding the person capable of committing such a violent act over literally nothing. The manhunt is on. And you have to see how incredibly fast the police response was. The shot was fired at 11:48. The first 911 call came in just 1 minute later, and within a few hours, they already had a suspect in custody. It was just a remarkable piece of police work. So how would they do it so fast? Well, this was basically a textbook case of modern policing. The store's surveillance cameras caught everything. From that footage, they got a crystal clear license plate number, which led them right to the suspect's house. And when they got there, he was still wearing the very same clothes he wore during the shooting. There was really nowhere to run. So they have their suspect in custody. The evidence against him is overwhelming. But there's still just one question that hangs over everything. Why? The answer? Well, that would come from inside the interrogation room. The detective just cuts right to the chase. It's the one question that really matters, right? It's the same question the victim's family will be asking themselves for the rest of their lives. And in the silence that follows, you can just feel the weight of that question filling the entire room. And then he gives his answer. It's cold, it's simple, and it's delivered with zero remorse. He didn't do it because he was threatened, not because he was scared for his life. He did it because he felt disrespected. All because of a bruised ego. So now we have to actually look at what that single selfish moment truly cost. Because the true aftermath of this one act of ego, it's just staggering. I mean, just look at the horrific imbalance of it all. On one side of the scale, you have the cause, a petty argument over a piece of pavement. And on the other side, the consequence. A man is dead, 2 little kids are left without a father, and an entire family is just shattered forever. It's honestly a terrifying reminder of how a fleeting emotion, just a flash of anger that's fueled by pride, can create this ripple of devastation that will never, ever go away. And that really leaves us with a provocative and, frankly, a deeply unsettling thought. That sometimes the most destructive impulse we have isn't hatred for someone else, but rather an inflated, fragile, and in this case, a truly fatal sense of our own self-importance.